In today's video, we will reveal how SpaceX former engineers plan to come together and create an electric railway. The concept is one of the earth-shaking means of transportation that has never been introduced to the world. Stick around to see how everything works in reality. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Technology is currently breaking new ground all over the world, and with the growth of programming and software engineering, the function of many machines and smart systems has expanded exponentially to a higher level. Automated processes have now become the norm rather than an exception. It's also interesting to know that things are changing, but you know what? In the future, we should expect a system that is far more advanced. Previously employed engineers at SpaceX aim to completely overhaul the technology that governs rail transportation. Despite the fact that their mentor Elon Musk is already well known for introducing unimaginable tech concepts, we are unsure if one of his goals is to amaze the world with super machines that will subsequently change technology revolution in the United States. This is true now that his former employees, who were secretly copying his ideas, have implemented a few things about his ideology into one private company known as Parallel Systems. A new electric vehicle idea that will carry cargo and navigate through railways in the United States is being developed with the help of a sophisticated technology. It will be an autonomous actual cargo vehicle that will be powered by an electric battery. This is a really excellent price innovation. The company Parallel Systems has collected a total of $53.15 million in funding, which includes a $3.6 million seed round for the massive project. According to the co-founder and CEO of Parallel Systems, Matt Soul, the cash will be used to create Parallel Systems' second-generation vehicle and to initiate an advanced testing program that will assist the company in determining how to integrate its vehicles into real-world operations. Parallel Systems plans to hire approximately 60 engineers, the majority of whom will be involved in software development. The new investment was led by Anthos Capital and includes investments from Congruent Ventures, Riot Ventures, Embark Ventures, and others. The rail vehicle attempts to address a number of issues, including carbon emissions from big cargo trucks, supply chain constraints, and limitations of railway freight. The rail network in the United States is responsible for 28% of all freight movement, although the majority of that activity is bulk movement activity, huge trains that transport key materials such as coal, lumber, and even automobiles. Parallel's patent-pending vehicle design consists of separately powered rail cars that are capable of loading and transporting standard shipping containers in either a single or double-stacked configuration. They can join together to form platoons or split off to travel to multiple destinations, which means they don't have to carry large volumes of freight to be cost-effective. However, according to Soul, they can carry significantly more weight than trucks, which account for the vast majority of freight transportation into the United States without emitting carbon gas. Relying on lengthy trains to carry products makes it difficult to handle high-volume turnovers that are required to handle all of the e-commerce marvels, since such trains are not always able to approach metropolitan populations or ports. They require specially constructed, massive terminals to handle their physical dimensions, and this is where the Parallel System electric vehicle will change the situation. Due to limited track access and centralized traffic control, Parallel believes that the railroad's closed network is the optimal operational design area for the safe and timely introduction of autonomous technology. Important to note, though, while Parallel's long-term goal is good and will be appreciated to make things move fast, the firm has not yet tested its prototype car on national networks. Instead, the company has only been carrying out the testing on a tiny rail in Los Angeles that is not connected to any other national networks. Because rail in the United States is privately held by owner-operators, it is impossible for Parallel to test its vehicles and the autonomous systems that operate them on a broad scale, which is why the company has chosen to focus on other areas of its business. Until the firm can get a partnership with a traditional railroad, it will be unable to determine whether or not its technology is capable of handling real-world operations. According to Soul, the early-stage company is still a few years away from developing technology that could be commercialized, but it has a unique opportunity to dominate this sector of the market, particularly as shippers around the world demand not only faster, but also more environmentally friendly freight. The company's platoon technology consists of self-propelled rail cars that push against one another to divide the weight, which, according to the company, will result in parallel trucks needing just 25% the energy of a semi-truck. Also, The company aims to primarily speed up the decarbonization of freight. Seoul stated that, "We're attempting to embrace energy efficiency while also removing the operational and economic impediments that stand in the way. And by the way, we're transitioning to an electric powertrain, which will speed the decarbonization advantages even more because our grid is not environmentally friendly." In other words, when you compare a diesel vehicle to what we're constructing, and when you consider the average real-world carbon dioxide content of the United States grid, we'll be emitting 90% less carbon dioxide per mile to carry a unit of freight with our technology than we would be with a diesel truck today. And with this, I think the company's interest is really genuine for the favor of our ecosystem. We'll be able to travel on smooth roads in our fancy cars without having to share the road with large trucks that generate unnecessarily long and frustrating traffic jams. In other words, it'll be a game changer in the transportation industry. Parallel Systems has created multiple prototypes and tested its first-generation car on a closed track in the Los Angeles region so far, thanks to the efforts of its workforce of around 25 engineers from tech giants such as Google, Tesla, and Uber, among others. The vehicles are designed to function in pairs. Each pair transports a conventional shipping container, which is the same box that is transported on flatbed trucks and hauled into and out of ships in port towns all around the world on a regular basis. The containers are transported in self-contained vehicles. However, the system will function optimally if the vehicles are joined together as a group. As a result, instead of a long freight train driven by a few diesel engines, Parallel Systems sees a platoon of 10 to 50 self-powered freight cars. That's a significant reduction in length from regular freight trains, which can carry up to 200 vehicles or more. Freight trains are becoming longer in length because the more the amount of freight a single train can transport, the lower the cost of moving each unit of cargo. For unloading and loading freight, an extremely long train necessitates the construction of a very large railway terminal. The fact that ports and facilities where freight is loaded are frequently located in metropolitan regions such as Los Angeles, where land and space are at a premium, might provide a dilemma. Autonomous train platoons have the potential to enhance railroad terminal logistics while also lowering expenses. It is true that electrifying the automobiles does not necessarily make the system completely green. It is dependent on how the electricity that supports that portion of the grid is generated, as Seoul clearly acknowledges. However, an electric rail vehicle has the potential to release zero greenhouse emissions, whereas diesel trains will always generate a small amount of greenhouse gases. More to the point, because electric rail cars consume just 25% the energy of a long-haul truck, their batteries require only a quarter of the storage capacity required by a long-haul electric truck. Statement: Seoul stated that the firm has not yet decided on the type of batteries to utilize, but that it's looking at storage technology from the utility industry. Transitioning from his prior position at SpaceX entails getting acclimated to directing and bringing forward the entire organization, as well as getting used to being a salesperson. Seoul, on the other hand, believes it has been heartening to observe how industry veterans have reacted to the prototypes. As Seoul explained, no matter how many PowerPoint presentations we give them, the moment they really see it in person, you can see the lighting going on. Wise claims that the former SpaceX engineers had seized on a concept that others in the business have been mulling over for some time. A self-powered autonomous rail vehicle would be a game changer, dramatically improving rail's ability to compete with highways while also defending against the looming challenge of autonomous trucks, which is now widely acknowledged to be a matter of when will it actually come to reality? What are your thoughts on the possibility that the parallel system may dramatically change the concept of freight transportation? Be sure to check out your favorite SpaceX video here.